Hey everyone, it is Nick from How To Pixel coming to you live. Not really, this is pre-recorded. It's the night the light show starts here at Bridgeport's Brightest Lights. And Lake Ontario and Lake Erie decided to be absolutely wonderful and dump a ton of snow onto us for this wonderful first night of the show. So I haven't made a video in a while, so I thought I'd give a quick little update while we're out here in this giant snowstorm. If you ever wonder why most videos of people with awesome light shows are from down south, it's so they don't have to deal with all of their equipment freezing and snow on top of everything. So we ran through the main test of the light show last night, where I showed it to all of my family and stuff, and it's like basically the final run through before the show starts tonight, Friday night. And wow, the wind is really picking up. Everything worked perfectly fine. I had a little problem with the snowflakes, but I fixed that. There was no snow, nothing. Wake up this morning to this huge storm dumping snow on us. So I came out here to turn everything on, make sure everything's working. So far, everything looks good, except the projector box. I can't really test that right now. That is covered though. It should be waterproof, and that projects onto the snow globe. But here's the big problem though. I have 4 moving heads on the roof. These are the awesome moving heads I've been talking about for a while. Wow, the snow is really picking up. 2 of them are the Timu ones in the middle. They're protected by domes because they're not waterproof. The outside ones though are a lot bigger. And I didn't build domes for them because I couldn't find anything big enough. But they were fine in the rain. I tested them, they got wet, they worked perfectly fine. But here's the problem now. They are almost fully covered in snow. And I'm afraid what's gonna happen when I turn them on, if it will work. Right now I don't have them turned on. I haven't even tested them in the snow yet. Probably a horrible idea to wait till show night or the day of the show to do this. But yeah, I'm gonna test this out here right now. I have a boot up sequence that's gonna play 15 minutes before each show, and it basically just turns on the light facing the other direction where it is, so no motors have to move. That way it can heat up and hopefully melt the snow before it starts moving. The problem is though, when I kick these on, they automatically move the motors a little bit to adjust it, and that's what I'm afraid of. I can't get the light on to warm it up fast enough before the motors start moving. So I've been debating, do I get on the roof right now, try and brush them off, or do I just turn them on, hope that they can push off that little bit of snow, and then I can turn on the boot up sequence and hopefully have it melt the snow. For the ones with the domes are completely covered in snow, but the moving heads inside aren't covered in snow obviously, so hopefully when the light turns on, that'll create enough heat to melt the snow so you'll be able to see them. So that's my big problem right now. Everything normally works fine in the snow. We've had snowstorms like this, just never on the first night of the show. So really the only thing I'm concerned about is those moving heads and this projector box with a projector I'm leaving outside in it. I'll try that next. I should be able to get that booted up, but for now I'm just concerned about these moving heads. So I'm gonna queue up my background video recorder so I could go on my phone and turn on the smart plug and record whether I'm about to lose a lot of money in moving heads or if they'll be able to push the snow away. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to see this with the background video recorder. I'm going to kick these on, and if they don't move or if they don't look right, I'm gonna just instantly turn them off because I don't want them to get broken. Here we go. Fan kicked on. Oh, it is moving a little bit. Oh, I'm so nervous for them. Okay, the tilt looked like it moved fine. I don't know if the pan worked. I'm gonna get the boot up sequence going now, which basically just turns them on fully red. Or not red, fully white, so that it could just generate as much heat as possible, and we can hope that it will melt the snow. Let me head to the back of the house where we could see. Oh shoot, okay, they're moving perfectly fine. Why is it moving like that? It should not be moving like that. That's not a good sign. I'm such an idiot. I realize why. I have the whole display on test mode right now, and that's why they're wigging out. Okay, that makes sense. Well, we just jumped into an instant test, and I don't think the motor should have been moving that much, but there we go. Pre-show warm-up is definitely on now. Let's head to the back of the house and see if they're shining on the back. These moving heads are rated for like 0 degrees Celsius for a maximum low temperature, and it's probably a little bit lower than that. Oh yeah, oh wow, there's a lot of snow on my face, but they're definitely on. You can see them on. Hopefully, I'm gonna make this sequence longer actually, because I only planned on keeping it 15 minutes long, but I think they should stay on full white for at least like 20 minutes before the show to really help melt the snow. Right now, they're not doing anything. They're probably still just warming up. But if I didn't explain it well enough, basically what this sequence does is the moving heads stay in this position. That's where they stop at the end of the night. So when they boot up the next day, my goal is to try and keep them right there, get this light on first so it can generate heat, warm up the insides a little bit, and then get to the main show where it can actually spin around and stuff. And that's the main goal, so that it doesn't damage them. And for the middle ones, since there's no snow on them after they warm up, my goal was to have them tilt and point directly at the ones next to them to help them warm up even more. But I'm just gonna keep these running, keep the sequence running, and I'll check back in a few minutes, see if it helped melt any of the snow. Okay, while I have those things doing their thing, I can come over and check the projector box here. Oh, okay, it's actually on. You could see, well, I don't know how well you could see, but I could see it from here. Let me open this up. The front of this looks almost blue. That's because it's literally projecting right now, and we can look in there and we can see the projector is on. I don't know if this is like the projector just saying no signal, because it should be white, but it's a little blue right now. But I have this box here, and I'm gonna make a full video about all this eventually. I just have been so busy getting the show up and running for tonight that I haven't been able to. But I have this storage bin that I found at like Home Depot, and it's waterproof. It has all these latches on it, and it has a seal. So I have all of the cords going in the side. They're duct taped there so they don't like no water gets in. And I have this box with all the outlets for everything plugged in. I have a Raspberry Pi in there and this projector. I also have you might see some Legos in there, and I actually use Legos to help keep the projector in the perfect position. I don't have like a 3D printer or anything to make parts to hold everything in place, so I figured why not use Legos. And I'll show this one day if it's not snowy out. But the projector, when the show fires up, it doesn't turn on. You have to manually hit the button or use the remote to turn it on. Now in previous years this wasn't a problem, because when I was using the projector where the screen was to project like images onto the garage, I would every night come out and put the projector in the box and then take it back out, because I didn't feel safe leaving it out there. Well, this year, since it has to be in this position, I figured it wouldn't be easy to take it in and out, so I was just gonna leave it there, but I have no way to hit the power button every night. So I came up with the genius idea of taking an infrared LED, and I copied the codes that the remote uses to turn it on by taking an Arduino with an infrared sensor. I just wrote down what the code was that the remote used, and then when the show boots up, there's an Arduino in there with the infrared LED, and the Raspberry Pi turns on a GPIO pin, which then is connected to the Arduino, and when the Arduino sees that, it's like, oh, it wants me to turn on the projector, so it then flashes the infrared LED the right code to send the on signal to the projector. So it's honestly really genius, and I hope to show it off a little bit more when we're not in the middle of a flippin' snowstorm. But yeah, so that turns it on every night, so the show is basically automatic. I don't need to be here to make it do anything. And part of the warm-up sequence is making the projector turn on fully white on the snow globe. So my thought is that that could also help heat it up a little bit. I'm not sure if that's really going to warm it up. A lot of this stuff really isn't meant to be out in these conditions, but I'm pushing it to the limits. And by now, the two moving heads in the middle should be pointing to the sides, but they've melted absolutely no snow on the domes, which is a little bit worrying. That probably is going to mean that when the show starts tonight, you won't be able to see the middle moving heads. But the outer ones, this one at least, a pretty decent amount of snow is melted off. On that one, not as much, and that one looks like it's pointing the wrong way now. I can't really tell from, oh, it's not, it's pointing the right way. It's just the snow is really covering it up. Oh, you can see the light right there. I'm not sure if it's enough to melt it, but that was my plan. I'm definitely gonna make this sequence 20-30 minutes long. So the show normally starts at 5 o'clock, but I'll have it start up at 4:30, heat these up, and if it's ever snowing like this, I guess every day I'm gonna have to come out and manually kick them on at certain parts of the day just to help the snow from accumulating too high. So there is your snowy how-to pixel update here at the Bridgeport's Brightest Lights Light Show. I'm so excited for the show tonight though. I wanted to make so many videos just talking about everything. I tested it last night, like I said, with all of my family, and some of the effects I came up with are just awesome. I don't want to spoil too much, but like just one of the things that I did with the moving heads is like I have these skits in the show where the light bulbs up on the roof right there, I voice them along with my siblings, and we just like have little funny skits. One of them is us talking about how we didn't tell the electricity company how much power we're going to be using. So I have the moving heads shine onto a transformer on the telephone pole to make it look like it's blowing up. Like, it's awesome little things that I did like that just make the show awesome. I'm going to have it fully recorded one day. I'm not sure when. I need it snowing a little bit less than this. I do need snow so you can see the moving heads better when they're like reflecting, because they'll reflect off the snow better, but not so much that the whole display is covered and you can't see everything. So I'm going to record that soon. I'm hopefully going to start working on some videos, at least indoors. I want to make a video showing how you can control your whole light show from anywhere in the world. I have a few other ideas, but I gotta wait for this snowstorm to pass. And hopefully everything will be ready for the show starting tonight. If you happen to live in or around central New York and you want to come see this show in person, it's the final year I'm going to be running a show this big. So check out the Facebook page in the description for Bridgeport's Brightest Lights, this light show, and all the information about how to check it out in person is there. But thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next warmer video.